Just when we start talking about shoes,
Bow.
we get hot mics.
What?
Hot mics. As I'm trying to fix my shoes.
Cause boy, the shoe game on the stage
That's
right
right.
now is
Oh,
kind
shoe
of.
game in the audience. We see you.
Oh.
We
All right,
see
brother.
you.
Y'all, that's Jared
Over
Ross out there,
Yes.
CEO, Delaware.
Boy, that
But
Jared
here,
Ross. No, he's
hey,
not.
welcome to the CAUSENETIC podcast,
Woo!
fam.
Thank you all, Cosmetic family, for joining us at another live taping here at the General Assembly 2023.
Powered by the YMCA of Metropolitan Dallas.
Cosmetic means being a person or thing that gives rise to a phenomenon that is dynamic or energizing.
Hey, we're tackling topics and telling the truth.
I'm Rodrigo Ross.
And I'm Keith Benson.
And you all are in for a treat today.
Oh, yeah.
Two of my most favorite people.
Come on.
Oh, good gracious, talking about
Come
things
on.
that are so ridiculously important today. Please welcome to the Cosmetic stage for Here, There, and Everywhere. See what I did there? I love it. Here, There, and Everywhere. Please welcome Carlos Sanvee from the World Alliance of YMCAs and one of the most spectacular people I've ever known. Not that you're not spectacular, Carlos, because I'm not saying that at all. But I've known Kathy a little longer.
She's like this award-winning
I know
spectacular
Kat, like,
recognition.
I wanted to be Kathy when I was growing up. Not that she that much older, she drink good water. But Kathy Kuras from the YMCA of Austin. Welcome to the Cosmetic Podcast, y'all. Yes. So today we are talking about sustainability. And that's all I'm going to say because we had the incredible opportunity to be in Denmark with you all at World Council when there were young, brilliant minds from around the globe talking about this idea of sustainability. And when I tell y'all, Kathy took it to a next, like stuff I was like, y'all, I should probably wear shoes more than once. That was my contribution to sustainability, right? She has taken it to a next level. So excited to talk to you all about sustainability.
But the thing is that it's not in words.
Right.
Because see, we'll
It's in
talk
action.
something to death in the YMCA.
Oh, put a cute logo, the little
yeah.
recycle, slap it on a.
And then we'll get somewhere and we'll start bragging all about it. We ain't put nothing in
Yeah,
motion.
didn't do
and we ain't
anything.
put no money into it. But Kathy Kuras, she put money to it.
So talk
Changing
to
the
us
game.
about how you are living, breathing, changing the game in the world of sustainability.
Well, I think to talk about sustainability, we first got to go back to the World Council and the World Alliance.
Yeah.
And the 4 impact areas and the outcomes
Yes.
that we're trying to achieve globally, frankly.
Yeah.
Sustainability is one of them. And so if it's all right, if
Go.
Carlos could set us up with that, because
It absolutely
it's because of the work of the World Council, World Alliance, that we became so inspired around sustainability,
Yeah.
as well as what we were hearing locally in our own why.
Yeah.
But to dig into it, I think if maybe we could start with all of the areas that we're working on globally.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kathy. As you know, a year ago we adopted our first global strategy
Yeah.
called Vision 2030. It's simple to say we want a just, sustainable, and equitable and inclusive world for all.
For all.
So this is what all YMCA are looking at as our North Star, a just, sustainable, equitable, and inclusive world for all.
Okay.
And then we have 4 pillars of impact: community well-being.
Yeah.
So around all our YMCA community, we want to promote a well-being for everybody, body, mind, and spirit.
Yeah.
Meaningful work. We want young people and people in our community to have access to a job that has a purpose. And then sustainable planet. Everybody realizes that our planet is going with the speed to the space where we are going into the war. If we don't do anything about it now, our next generation are not going to make it.
Yeah.
And the 4th one is about the just world. And we want really to make sure that we live a dignified world, regardless of our origin, regardless of our resources, regardless of our education. We are all equal. So these are the 4 pillars of impact. And I was so pleased to hear what Kathy is doing when it comes to sustainability.
They're so interesting. I love the way at World Council in Aarhus, I was excited. I was there. I had cute shoes on then too, girl.
Yeah, but what she didn't tell y'all about World Council is that she can't ride a bicycle.
Well, that's another
that's another time for another conversation.
Pete tried to take me out in Denmark on a bicycle, but it's trying to go see deer. I was like, in the wild? Who does that? But
It was out in nature.
yeah, it was in nature. But the
This is-
way that those pillars were so intricately linked, right, and codependent, and the way you all magnified that and came together was a thing of beauty. If you all have not had the opportunity to look at the amazing resources and the videos and understand some of the documentation that came out of that convening, I highly encourage you to go look at that, to put what Mr. Sanvee just said into context, because that was amazing. And then to drill down even more locally
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
on the sustainability. Kathy said, hold my beer, I heard you. I got it.
We
I
got
got
it.
it here in Austin.
We're not just all talk.
Yeah, I got you. So what are y'all
Yes.
doing?
Well, so the thing is, the whole reason we were in Aarhus for the World Council is because we knew that there was this vision, and one of the pillars was around sustainability. And we
Yeah.
wanted to go and learn more because we were also going through a strategic planning process in Austin. And in the greater Austin area, one of the things that came out as most important in our community was sustainability. So locally,
Wow.
our members, our community,
Yeah.
young people especially were saying that the why is going to be relevant. You've got to be in this conversation around sustainability. So when we heard about this Vision 2030
Yeah.
and this proposed vision that was going to be adopted in Aarhus, we asked if we could go to learn more.
Yeah.
And I just want us to think about this for a minute. There were, was it like 80 countries, something around there, that were in Aarhus?
There were 65 countries
65?
present, but in total we were almost like 90 countries.
90,
Yeah.
right? Around the
yeah,
world.
yeah.
So just imagine for a minute 65 countries coming together and adopting a unified strategy and vision.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's the power of the YMCA.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yes.
powerful.
That was
Yes.
powerful.
Right? So,
Yes.
so we go and we're learning, and the cool thing about the World Council is you are also placed in these co-labs, which are
Yes.
these collaborative learning experience, and a number of us from our YMCA were in the ones around environmental sustainability,
Yes.
around a sustainable planet. So you're learning from people all over the world in terms of how YMCAs are doing this. And so that really informed and influenced our strategic plan. And so our languages may be a little bit different, but our 4 pillars in our plan line up exactly with the 4 pillars in the World Council,
Yeah.
because we just saw so much synergy
Yes.
in what was important in the Austin area to what was happening globally. And so we talk about enhanced quality of life, and that's community well-being.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But that's how, in Austin, people are talking about want a better quality of life.
Yeah.
Right? We
Yeah.
talk about empower and educating young people. Because in the U.S., we do a lot of work with really little ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
into early
yeah.
education,
Yeah.
infant care, all the way up with our out-of-school time programs, all the way toward meaningful work. And so there's that alignment. And we talk about energize a sustainable future. For us, sustainability is environmental sustainability that's also financial. Because
Okay,
both are going to be
okay.
really important, right?
Yeah.
And I'll come back to that in a minute, because some people believe that's where the paradox lies, actually.
Yeah.
And then, if we believe all that's important, don't we want everyone to participate in it, right?
Sure.
And so this idea
Sure.
of expand equitable access for all is how we talk about a just world. But each one of our pillars lines up right with the World Alliance pillars. And so from there, we came back, we formalized our plan, and we put some real goals in place around our carbon emissions. I was talking with Rod Grozier the other day from Grow Development.
Yeah.
So check this out, y'all. Across the U.S., how many square feet of buildings do you think we have?
The YMCA.
The
Across
YMCA in the U.S. How many? Just take a guess.
I'm going with trillion.
657 billion.
Okay, but
Square
that
feet.
might be that might be
Oddly specific. I know.
Earth and Mars, but I mean that's good too. Keith, what do you think?
Oh, I was going a little higher, but
Okay, well it's
Oh, I
120
win.
million. Y'all just went to the
I
billion.
win then. Okay.
But
because
listen,
we own a lot of
think about
buildings
this,
though,
over
Kathy.
120 million square feet.
We are
of
heavy
real
brick and
estate.
mortar,
And so
yeah.
the question is, what are we doing to make that sustainable? What's our duty around our carbon footprint? Because we got a big footprint, 120 million. And here's something very specific that Rod shared with me. So let's get down to something really specific and geek out a minute in our buildings.
Come on.
Okay? Air handling units.
I love it.
Okay, air handling units. We have about 35,000 of them, but 98% of them right now are burning fossil fuel.
Yeah.
So there's these places where we could take a very intentional look
Oh,
and begin to make
wow.
some changes in our facilities. And it's not just our facilities, our programming, and what we're doing around education and all the way through. So we've made a very strong commitment in Austin. But then also, Tom Valentine, y'all know Tom Valentine. He's
Hi,
right there.
Tom.
Love
Hey,
you,
Tom.
Well, Tom and I were talking, and Tom said, Kathy, you know what? There's a lot of other Ys around the U.S. that care about this. And so we have formed a co-lab. So we took the concept from the World Council and the World Alliance work and the co-lab learning method. And so we formed this co-lab, and in it we have the YMCA of the Rockies, San Francisco, Ann Arbor, YMCA of the North, Honolulu, Florida's First Coast, Greater Long Beach. YUSA is a part of it, and Grow Development's a part of it. And so we're working on a set of strategies, and we have some draft goals that we're working on to help. Our idea is if we, with a small group of Ys, can begin to put plans together and resources together, then hopefully we can find more Ys that want to join us and come on board with this whole thing. I mean, that's the goal.
Love it.
Right
Wow. Fossil fuels. Like, who would have thought of that? You just think you build a building, you need HVAC. You want to be kind of sort of as responsible as you can, but not really digging into the collateral damage that's happening when we intended to do good by putting a building, right, in a community, but there is some collateral damage around sustainability that's happening.
Game changer. You ain't say nothing about bouncing the basketball.
Not
you
a
ain't say
thing.
nothing about jumping into a pool
Not
and
a-
teaching a
nope.
swim lesson or throwing some ball and playing baseball. You said nothing about that right there.
But still
we still wanna
strengthening
keep doing that.
communities.
That's the thing. We want to still be able to do that, but the question is while we are doing that,
Yes.
Yeah.
are we contributing in a positive or a negative way in terms of what we're doing around carbon emissions?
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's a learning place for us, right?
Yeah.
Right now. And I think together we can, frankly, come up with some ideas and learn together and support each other. Now, the paradox I was talking about a minute ago is one of the things that I'll hear the most is, well, gosh, doesn't it cost a lot of money to build more sustainable buildings? That's what we hear a lot in the U.S., right? I mean, all of us are working on our business models as we've come out of this COVID, as we're coming out still of this COVID recovery. So money, we don't have, an infinite amount of it.
Yeah.
But with many of the sustainability efforts, it's over time, it actually also is the better model financially. So sometimes it does take a little bit more money up front.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, our folks at YUSA, this co-lab, we're going to be working on advocacy efforts,
Yeah.
on funding efforts, because there's also funding out there to help nonprofits become more sustainable. Like
So what does that revenue generation or savings look like in a sustainability project?
Yeah, it could be different from I think one project to another, but I'll give an example. So the board president on YMCA Europe, Emma Asmussen, right?
Emma,
Yeah. So she, in her day job, does a lot of work around sustainable buildings. And she has actually built in England a YMCA in the UK that is what's considered passive house standard. And that's like higher than our LEED Platinum here in the US.
Oh, wow.
But here's an example of things that can happen there is you can gather the energy that's being created in a fitness center and you can use that to help with the overall energy of the building. So at the end of the day, your building is not, it's actually the carbon footprint becomes either neutral or even maybe resource positive.
Yeah.
So there's so many different things that are happening. There's a lot that we can learn from other folks, frankly, around the world that are a little bit ahead of us in some of this.
Wow.
To be able to apply that here.
So
at home.
people are running on a treadmill and that makes the lights come on.
You can.
Well, I tell you,
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Human power. Right?
I don't wait on me. Y'all to be in the dark waiting on me to run on that treadmill. But I'm just saying, that is amazing.
Rodrigo, get the lights on,
no,
girl.
y'all
Get
better
the
light a
lights on.
candle. Light a candle. Oh, good gracious. But and when you tell me something like that, when we in Denmark, light bulbs, right? You see what I did there? Light bulbs. We're not that is amazing.
Trying to
And
keep
you
it
talk about strengthening the foundation of a community. That's a twofer. People who are driven to be a part of organizations that embody in spirit and in truth strategies that strengthen communities. Not only can you come here and get personally healthy, but you can also help keep the planet healthy.
Right.
Yeah.
Because think about spirit, mind, and body. It's not. It's us, but we don't exist without our
Right,
planet.
without our
planet's
planet.
got to be healthy.
Oh,
as we're healthy.
man.
So I came back. I was so fired up, Carlos, after World Council, just
Oh,
fired up.
man.
But then I also said to myself, I'm passionate about this, but I didn't feel very educated about it. I felt like I had a lot to learn. And so I, through a friend, there's a colleague that we have over at MIT. John Fernandez is his name.
Yeah.
And he teaches a course on sustainability, and I signed up for this MIT course, multiple weeks. Had to do homework again, Rodriguez.
What?
Like write papers.
What?
I don't know what all that was
And
about.
first of all, I
you
would
know,
just say I went to MIT. That makes you a genius, Kathy.
Well, no,
You
it doesn't.
went to MIT.
It
Like,
means that I got to learn from geniuses. Is what that means.
I don't know. Just
Yeah,
say,
so
you know, I went to MIT. Y'all know that, right?
It was an online course, but the point being is like, as leaders, my question is, what do we need to do to be a better leader in sustainability?
Mm.
And some of it does start with education.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Carlos, what are you seeing around the world? I mean, because we see our view from this our world, quote unquote worldview is here in the United States. Like you literally see
The
all
world.
around the world.
Yeah.
And so when it comes
Yeah.
to sustainability,
No, this two different patterns. High-income countries where there are a lot of behavior that is against the sustainability, they are not aware of what is happening.
Yeah.
Now, low-income countries, they are facing the problem. They know what is happening, and where we see more young people taking action because they are confronted with it every day.
Yeah.
Every day in their life, the life is changing. When it comes to water, fire, and the pollution, all those young people and community of low-income countries are facing that. They are more aware. When I come to US, I go to Canada, I'm not seeing a lot of awareness around the environmental degradation. And that's where I think the YMCA have a role to play.
Yeah.
To make people aware of it, to know that we are going into the war. If we don't take action now, our kids, our grandchildren are going to face something that humanity is not able to handle.
Wow. And you know, we saw that, so we had the opportunity to talk to some amazing folks doing amazing things around the world. And you are right, there was a YMCA established in Peru, perhaps?
Yeah.
Somebody said that their goal was around planting trees and teaching these young people to be arborists and helping them understand how they could create ways to gain income and take care of their families and also take care of the world. The YMCA wasn't created for you to go take a swim lesson or go bounce a basketball or this. Not that those things aren't important, but that why was created because they were so intimately aware of these sustainability challenges.
Yeah.
Wow.
you know, Carlos, there are people that like we do meaningful work here in the United States, but there are leaders that also have that passion for out countries outside of the United States. With the leaders in here, what would you say is the best way for them to be able to connect with the Y to maybe help increase, the opportunities of speeding up this process of sustainability?
Yeah. Kathy talked about collab, and I want to come back to that because it's a new approach for co-creation. It's important that we co-create. My experience in the YMCA at the beginning, we go to a meeting like that. Big YMCA will teach small YMCA how to do things. There are people who know, people don't know.
Yeah.
But through this co-creation, we come to the same level and we learn from each other. For me, this is the way to go. No one is going to teach other, but we want to learn. We want to unlearn because there are many things that are not right on what we think we know. So if we unlearn those things that is not good, we can relearn again new things from each other. For me, this is what we are about, YMCA, to come together to unlearn and to relearn so that we are sync with the next stage of development that the world is looking for.
Yeah.
I want to tell you very clearly that it's not just enough for high-income country to be sending money to low-income country and continue to live comfortably here.
Yeah.
Because we are seeing the bushfire in the USA. You are seeing everything.
Yes. Yes.
It's going to hit back hard. And because the people on the other side, they have been living with that all the time. They know how to handle bushfire. They know how to handle, but you don't know. This is where we can learn from each other. So when I say the leaders coming together, like what Kathy is doing, it's great. This is how we learn from each other. We go the extra mile to learn new things, to get educated, share that education, make sure that we know new things. The carbon footprint of our building is huge.
Yes.
We talk about 120 million. The world is like that.
Yeah.
All those buildings, if YMCA alone, we want to take a step we could be able to go to United Nations to say, this is what we did.
Yeah.
All our building, we are taking steps toward zero, how do you say, the carbon neutrality.
Yes.
This is huge if you can contribute. In many places in the world, YMCA, the first thing they do is to plant trees. I hear that in YMCA of USA you have 18 million members.
Yeah.
Imagine each of your members, one day you plant one tree, is 18 million trees.
Wow.
Imagine the impact of 18 million trees on this world. In the worldwide, we have 65 million members. Imagine we all agree that we plant a tree, one tree a year is 65 million trees. The effect that has on the world is huge. So we YMCA we have huge potential, but we are not aware of it.
You just made me got me excited about it. Talking about
because all the plants in my house is plastic, but I'm gonna get real on that.
One tree.
Just one tree.
One.
If every member in the YMCA in the United States just planted one tree.
One tree. And then if you do that worldwide?
Right. So and not to take away from the ability and the desire to take mission trips and for people to go to other places and support and help. But you can impact the entire world from your backyard. Just plant one tree.
So you know what the charge is when we leave here, right? When you get back home, we're just going to get one tree.
Yeah. And
I remember one time I got this tree.
Not plastic plants.
Yeah. I got this pine tree.
Oh, it's a story. Y'all get comfortable. It's going to be
Carlos, we got it from out the wood. I promise you.
You cut the tree down?
No. A little sampling. That big.
Okay.
Brought it from over there, put it in the yard. I promise you that thing is probably 30 feet tall today.
Wow.
When we got 4 of them right across my mom's yard.
Wow.
One tree, guys.
One tree.
One tree. We can just make that real simple.
That is so doable.
Game changer.
It's so doable.
Game changer.
Wow.
And it's a good teaching lesson even for your kids also to be able to see a tree literally grow with you.
And it's fun. Like, even for me, who I don't really do outside stuff.
Well, we gonna count on your kids to help you out.
They gonna help me because we gonna plant these trees.
Okay, now we ain't go get that little Walmart and get your little plastic bowl. You can't have that, okay?
I'm gonna get tree planting shoes.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh, mercy. Hey, man, this is a great takeaway.
Yes.
I remember having a conversation with you in Denmark.
Yes.
But Kathy, help me. I'm feeling the passion because your passion just convinced me alone. I said, like, what are those 1 or 2 things that I can just start and do at my level? I'm not there at your level to even think that broad. Like, is it just to turn out the light when I go out the room, or what is a simple thing that we can begin to practice this?
Well, I think what you just did is the simple thing, which is ask, what are the simple things we can do? See, can you see how strategic you are?
Anyway, you know,
right? You're strategic.
He stumbled onto that thing.
I've known you a
He
while.
stumbled onto that thing.
I'm letting you know you're a very strategic thinker. And but I think it's more about asking the questions, right? We don't all have to do the exact same thing, but if we're asking that question, and look, this piece around sustainability, climate change, however you're approaching it, it can seem so big. And the question would be, how do I even get started? And I think the key is to get started.
Yeah.
And as individuals, if we ask that question, what are the simple things we can do? Like one of the things in the Austin Y is we're making sure we're not using plastic water bottles anymore, right? Single-use plastic. So something like that in meetings that we have. One small place to start.
Yeah.
And then I think, in your Y, you could form a team of folks. Find out who's passionate about it in Dallas and say, hey, let's get together a team and let's just take a look at all the things that we're doing and what are the simple things that we can do to make a difference and start somewhere. I think that's the key. And then as we are putting this, as we have this collab, we're going to be meeting to go over these goals that we have that are going to help, I think, all the Ys in the U.S. And you could also decide that y'all want to get become a part of this collab. Yeah. So you can do the simple things that you're doing back home, and you can say, you know what, I want to be part of the solution on a national level, and then we're connecting the solution on a global level. I think that's really key. It's like just starting somewhere and not getting overwhelmed with all of it. One of the things with this MIT course is they have one of the simplest definitions of sustainability, and I love it.
Okay.
And it's simply this: we just want to balance meeting our needs today without compromising the needs of our future generations. right?
Oh,
It's really
wow.
like, it's that simple. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of technical things that we can do. There's a lot of things like smart cities and, you know, all the technology behind it and understanding all the science behind it. But the simple thing is just that. Like, we want to be able to meet our needs today, but without compromising the needs of the future. And I was rewatching, so this may be kind of a little fun for some folks, but I was rewatching the movie Avatar: Way of the Water. And there's a quote they have near the end of the movie that I really love, and it's this: all energy is only borrowed, and one day you have to give it back. The thing is, right now, we're borrowing the energy from the future generations, and it may not be there for you. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So
Wow.
it's all this life, everything is all borrowed. One day we got to give it back.
You got to give it back.
But we can start giving it back now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's where we can learn a lot from our colleagues around the globe.
Oh, that's good stuff.
I tell you what, man,
Did I see Avatar? I might go watch that.
Way of the Water.
Way of the Water. I might go watch that. And so when you're talking about giving stuff back and making sure that we are intentional for handing over this planet to the next generation, I know for you, Mr. Sanvee, that hits different with that new baby girl granddaughter. You know I was gonna get you.
You say he just buckle up just.
She got him. She got him. How are you loving this new baby girl granddaughter? She got you wrapped around her finger already, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old is she now?
And he just admitted it. Yeah. Yeah.
I have a second one.
I know.
Since last time I have.
Oh,
a second
congratulations.
one
Oh,
is
you are
about-
totally just, no decision is your own at this point.
I'm busy.
Yeah,
I'm teaching
I
my kids
understand.
to make babies.
Yeah, that's good. And I don't know, I just want to say to the grandparents in the world, I don't know who you people are, because my parents are not my children's grandparents. I don't know who these people are. I don't like it, and I'm going to write a letter to somebody.
My nephew's
about
got
that.
to go in the living room.
He was in the living
Here
room.
I
We didn't go in
am,
the
up
living room.
10 years old. I couldn't even step foot in the living room. Boy, but they play all in the living room. Like, who the world?
Papa, we want to eat gummy bears for breakfast, as you should. Did I eat? Are you doing this, Carlos?
Well, how are we supposed to sustain
Are these
them,
things
Carlos?
happening?
Feed them gummy
You
bears.
know what? I see it in your face. You're doing that, Carlos. It's happening. It's happening.
How do you build relationship with them?
By letting them do whatever they want to do. I love it. I love it. You guys, the inspiration that you are personally and professionally for future generations by really linking those pillars and amplifying sustainability. We should take all the members from Austin and all the members from Dallas and stretch them out down 35 and everybody plant plants and trees, right?
Yeah.
And put signs. So anyone who drives that corridor, or that 2 hours, no, let's be real in traffic, that's 7 hours down 35. Gets a better understanding. Thank you all.
Yeah.
Thank
for
you.
what
When we
you are
leave
doing in
here,
the
our
space.
challenge is that we're going to go get a tree,
Yeah,
and we're going to plant a tree.
that's your homework.
Like, that's the simple thing. And then we're going to go tell at least one more person.
Yeah.
Because we have access to so many other people.
Sure.
Let's figure this thing out, how we can get the free tree.
We're going to ask what we can do to help, right?
Yep.
And educate ourselves. We're
Yep.
going to go to MIT
Get famous.
and get, I'm going to say I got a
Or
whole
join the
degree there.
collab. because
Right.
this is a
Collab.
very
Join the
good
collab.
one.
Sure,
So-
sure.
So really basic thing. Everything we just said doesn't cost a dime.
Right, right.
You can get free trees in your community. You can ask a question because you got the breath of life up in you. You can join the collab just to learn. None of that costs a dime to be able to do. The collab don't cost anything, right?
Well, I mean, only when we have trips or planning meetings to go to. But yeah, but we do most of it over Zoom. Like, it doesn't cost us.
But I'm
Okay.
available for the planning meeting trips, though.
Oh, you are?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
My calendar
Pretty good.
just cleared up.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
I
yeah,
love that.
simple as that right there. Hey, look,
I'm in.
thank you guys for
Thank
being
you
here.
very
Y'all
much.
show them a little bit of
Thank
love,
you.
please.
Thank you.
Hello,
Thank you,
Sanvee and
thank you.
Kathy Kuras.
Thank you.
Sustainability, yes.
Yeah,
Changing
but
the
before
world,
we
changing
sign
the world.
off, I need some more love shown for Lachey Leonard in the back there.
Hey,
Yes.
Lachey.
Hey, Lachey, make sure we
Hey,
sound really
Lachey.
good on our podcast.
And thank you all for showing up here in person and listening to the CAUSENETIC podcast on this episode called Here, There, and Everywhere. Kind of Dr. Seuss-ish, right?
I like
Hey, look,
Love it, love
y'all
it.
go, you can listen to the podcast on any platform that you listen to your podcast right now. But while you're out there, make sure you give us a 5-star review, please.
Subscribe, listen to us. We drop podcasts just about every week. And as always,
Hey, be dynamic
be phenomenal.
and be
CAUSENETIC.
CAUSENETIC.